right, I'm here with musician Kris Allen for probably 10 times maybe.
Is it 10?
A book, multiple video interviews. I mean, pretty much should be in your will at this point.
Hey, we'll get you there.
Yeah.
I got to talk to some lawyers first.
Maybe on the 15th interview.
Yeah.
Speaking of 15, it's been 15 years since American Idol.
Mm-hmm.
Could you have imagined then still touring?
I don't know if I was thinking that far ahead. It was all so new and stressful. But I was just trying to think of, like, I hope I wake up for this like Good Morning America interview at 4 a.m. the next day. So I was not thinking ahead during that time. But I would say if I'm looking back on it, yeah, it seems insane. But also not, because like I was given this, whatever this is, opportunity, blessing, whatever, and there was never gonna be a time when I wasn't going to pursue it, even if it was really, really hard. Mm-hmm. This is what I'm supposed to do and what I was made to do. I'm sure I could be happy doing other things, and I'm sure that, like, this will pivot at some point, but I love making music.
And you've been touring pretty consistently, right? Since the end of Idol?
Yeah, I would say there have been times, I mean, COVID messed a lot of things up, for sure. That kind of sucked, but I would say for the most part, yes. I feel like I've been touring consistently.
And
Yeah.
that's 15 years. I'm sure you have the same fans that have followed you from Idol all the way through still to now. What does that mean to have that fan base still built in?
And I think I think those people that started out with me then and then have come through the journey, I know who they are, their faces. I know, I won't say a lot of their names, but I know some of their names. And they mean the world, because they've gone through the journey with me and gone through, like, ups, downs, hard times, playing shows for 15,000 people, and then also playing shows for 15 people, and those people mean the world, and I would say they've always been there. Not that the people that have come on since, whatever that means, but you know what I'm saying, like, have become fans since. They mean a lot too, but the people that have stuck with me, that's pretty dang cool.
We talk about this every time I interview you, but
yeah. You
still are one of the most likable. You make fun of yourself, like, it's just the whole package is there. So
thank you.
What?
It's self-deprecating.
It's
the only way that I can make sense of me being on stage.
Do you think that makes you more relatable to everyone else? You're not going up there with a big head. You're not.
I would imagine there's some sort of, if I'm thinking about it separately from myself, I would imagine that it is charming in some way. But I'm not, like, consciously thinking, like, how can I be likable? It's just, I really do try to be comfortable, or as uncomfortably comfortable
As you can be.
as I can be, you know?
I think it works so well for you, because there's no ego when you get on the stage. There's just talent, and there's
Thank you.
wanting to engage with the audience.
I really do, because I don't want to be up there by myself playing songs for people. I mean, you've seen me, like, I've played shows by myself. It's not that. It's like, I'm not there to quote unquote put on a show, but I am there to, I would say, like, usher people in the night, whatever that means, and let them forget about whatever they're thinking about.
Yeah.
Or if something, like, really strikes a chord within, if a song, like, really strikes a chord with them in their life in that moment, like, that's part of it too. So I just try to be open to whatever the night might bring. Like, the other day, this guy wanted to have a conversation from the crowd. And I'm happy to welcome those things. Like, I feel like even right before that, I was a little tight or something before, like during the show. And then he loosened me up. And then I had him come on stage and we sang a song together.
Oh, that's really cool.
It was great.
Did you have to send him a paycheck though?
I should, man. Yeah. His name was Devin. He was awesome. Yeah, he made my night.
Check's in the mail, Devin. But you made his night. That's worth more than a paycheck, right? So, the last time we spoke, you talked about how releasing music has changed, where you've done singles, and now you have a new album coming out called Pole Vaulter.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the process of that. What kind of music's going to be on it? Is it more of the same? Is it a little bit of everything?
Yeah. So I did release those singles, and when I got done with it, I think I was looking back on it, and I was like, it doesn't feel, whatever this is, it doesn't feel done. And I wanted to like package it up and make it feel done. Mm-hmm. And so we got into the studio and started recording some more, and I had a bunch of songs, so I had to kind of sift through them. And the same guy that produced all those songs produced the rest of these. So they're all, some of these songs people know. Some of them are like one of them is one of the songs like split up into two. Mm-hmm. So we tried to do some different things to make it feel somewhat different, but I just feel like this album is the representation of the past couple years, whether it's like probably from like 2021 on.
Wow.
So it feels like a long period of time, but I needed to like put it up. I needed to like put it in a bow, like gift wrap it, mm-hmm. put it in a bow, and like give it to people. And it really does feel like that's my favorite thing I've done. And I know people say that. I know artists say that. It's like the thing to say. I think it's my favorite thing that I've done. And I don't know if other people will feel that way, but I feel that way.
I'm sure everybody who listens to it will feel that way.
They might not, and that's okay. Like somebody might listen to like Thank You Camellia and be like, this song met me at such a great pivotal time in my life, and I was listening to these songs on the CD in my car while I was driving to school every day, or whatever the heck it was. So that might be their favorite album of mine, and I have no qualms with that. But this one is for sure my favorite of mine.
That's what I like about your longevity. There are certain songs where people are like, oh, I was at this point in my life. Yeah. Like they've actually grown as you've grown with your music as well.
Yeah.
How do you feel that your music has grown from the beginning to where it is now? And I'm talking like Renegade on American Idol with Danny Gokey. I might be the only person who downloaded that, but you know what? I'm going to live and die by it.
That's okay. That's okay. Oh, gosh.
I know. Flashbacks.
That was like the one time I feel like an attitude was shown from me on the stage, on TV. Anyways.
It's a great song. Great combo.
It was fun. And I love Danny. I would say that I feel like I'm always growing. I'm always trying to get better. I'm always like, there's this cycle of listening to other artists, falling in love with other artists, and finding out like what makes them great. And then there's the like, okay, now it's time to do what you do. It's time for you to like take all those things, but also forget them and do what you do. And I feel like I'm getting better at doing what I do, whatever that is. I've shown this music to friends, and I think that they've told, the thing that I've heard from them is like, dude, it just feels, people that know me really well, they're like, it just feels like you. It's not, you're not trying to do something else. You're not trying to like follow some trend or anything. It just feels like whatever, it just feels like you packaged up.
Yeah. That's an awesome compliment. Yeah, because I remember even chatting way back, even about pictures that you would have to take. Remember when you were talking about when you were filming photos in Los Angeles and like how it was so not you, and you had to like bring this image out of yourself.
Look at you bringing up some trauma.
I know. Sorry. Yes, this is what I'm here. Katie gave me $50 to bring that one up.
Oh, that one
should have asked for more.
That one made me mad.
Yeah. So, how do you, in a day and age where you want to stay relevant and on track with everyone who's, but then also not want to compromise your values and what you feel like you are as an artist and who you are as an artist? How do you navigate those? Has it become less challenging now than it had been?
I would say the values have never been a problem. I would say that insecurity of what I felt in my gut and then what other people were saying was the right thing to do. And that battle was always, it's been one that was really hard at first and probably one I lost a lot. And then it's just become, I'm also an independent artist and like I don't have to answer to anybody.
That's great. No,
and I also am I really, really try to surround myself with people that know me, love me, support me, and are champions for me. Not to say that like these people don't question me, because I'm okay with that. But when I'm constantly having to prove to the people that work with me or beside me that I am worthy of doing this, or like this song is good enough, that becomes exhausting. And you gotta. So I've tried to surround like I have a manager right now. I would call her Friendager. She's been with me from the very beginning.
Good.
And she hasn't always like been my manager, but I've always shown her songs even when we didn't work together. And I for sure can't imagine making this music without her, and her going like, this is like, you are good enough, and like this song is good enough. Like I showed it to other people that I worked with at the time, they had nothing to say. And so I can't imagine doing any of that in like from here on out without her. And then also, you're good, man.
It's awesome. So we were talking about, hi Katie. we were talking a little bit about touring and how you're kind of breaking it up this time.
Yeah.
What do you think the pros and the cons of that might be?
Yeah, I think that the pros are not being gone as long, because I did a tour in like 2016, I don't know when it was, 27, I don't remember, honestly. And I was gone for 2.5 months or something like that. And my family came out.
Straight?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah, it was really long. We had 2 kids at the time. And I think I got done with it, and I remember sitting down with my management. I was like, I'll never do that again. I don't care what they pay me. I don't care anything. Like, I'll never do that again. It was just too much. I came home. We played a show in Nashville. We had 1 week left in the tour still, but we played a show in Nashville where we live. My oldest was there. He came to the show. I took him home knowing that I had to go back to the bus and was going to leave that night. I took him home, and I'm putting him to bed. And I was like, okay, I'll see you in like a week, bud. Gotta go. And he was like, you're not home? And I'm like, no, I'm not home. He's like, this is like, he started crying. I started crying. And it was just too much. It was way too much. Yeah. So I don't want to be gone for a long period of time anymore. It's just too much, especially for our life, and our kids are young. And I like being a dad. It's one of my favorite things. I like being home. I like to I coach my daughter's basketball team. I like to be around. I really do.
That's great.
So, I'm not any. By the way, I'm no good at basketball. I have no idea what I'm doing.
That's why you're coaching and not playing?
I'm pretty sure we have won one game in 2 years. So, but we're gonna work on it.
You're
we're gonna get
that's
better.
right.
We're gonna get better. These kids are gonna.
You got to distract the other team with start singing.
They're sticking with me. They're sticking with me, which is really great.
What has been one of the most besides COVID? What has been one of the most challenging times in your career?
Yeah.
And what has been the most rewarding?
Probably the same answer for both. I would say the most challenging was just because the unexpected was going through a car wreck, surgeries, not knowing if I was going to be able to play guitar again. But then figuring out that, like, okay, you can still play, and this is your therapy, is to play. So get better than you ever have been. And I'm no, like, virtuoso on the guitar. But I understand the instrument because of that experience so much more.
Do you think if the injury would have been guitar playing ending, would you still have toured as a singer?
No,
or do you think you would?
That's a great question. I have no idea. I have no idea. I don't like to think about it. Because, like, piano is weird for me. I used to play a lot. I can't really play anymore. And that is what it is. It's fine. Like, I was never great at it anyways. But the idea of not being able to play and sing, I'm sure I would have found a way.
But for you, it's connected. Like,
it's hard to think about.
It's
hard to think that it could have worked out, but I'm sure it could have. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great that you feel that. I mean, people are like, oh, it's only an instrument, but, like, it's actually a physical part of you feel like at a point.
It is, like, I feel that it's how I express myself. It's a big part of how I express myself musically, is playing as well. And so for the idea of it not being available to me it just feels really hard. So I don't know. I try not to think of it too much. I'm glad I still play.
Yeah, so are we, because another 10 or 15 years of touring and we'll be wheeling each other up to do these interviews. Man. So Pole Vaulter comes out on August 30th, right?
August 30th.
And where can people purchase it?
At the purchasing places. I don't know. Do people buy stuff anymore?
Yeah. Well, I mean, Apple, iTunes, all that stuff.
It'll be on all that stuff.
It'll be everywhere.
It'll be everywhere.
And physical copies on your website?
We will have physical copies of a CD and a vinyl.
There you go. Some people who are old school like the physical things.
I don't understand. I understand why people buy vinyls, because it's become a thing. People like to have them, whether they make it just becomes like wall art or something, which is cool. I actually think it's really cool. Or record players have become everywhere. Like, you can buy them. They're not expensive, and you can play records in your house, and it's a great way to listen to music. CDs, I don't understand anymore.
I know.
With, like, new cars don't have CD players.
I know.
So where are you playing it? You got like a 1995 boombox in your house that you're like opening the thing and it goes, and then I don't have one of those.
I think it's more of a collectability thing. Like, oh, well, I've been following this artist for so-and-so years. Like, now I need every CD.
I agree with you, but for logically, it doesn't make any sense.
Because when you're on your 50th anniversary tour, CD players will be back out again.
I know, it's true.
Just like record players.
A friend of mine, one of the people that's helping with the art, or did the art, they were like, you should make tapes. I'm like, what? People are listening. Like, no one has a tape player.
At least CD player.
At least you can find a CD. Like, my car still has a CD player because I'm old school. But I have not seen a tape player in forever.
Nice. What would you like to say to the fans who've been on this journey with you? You met a bunch of them after the show. That's one of the things I love about you too, is you always stay and meet and interact with the fans. And you don't just run out to your bus.
I don't have a bus.
I know. That's why I set you up for that, because I wanted you to make a joke.
Yeah,
I knew you would do it.
I don't have a bus. We have a Chevy Tahoe, which is pretty sweet. I'm gonna have to get me one. I love the fence. I don't, even when I feel like, okay, maybe it's okay to like take a break, or I don't want to say call it, but there are times when like that thought does cross my mind. Like, this is hard. Like and it's harder to like I feel like an old guy trying to navigate some new business all the time. And, but then I think about, then I come on the road or play a show, and it all, like, I'm like, okay, it makes sense again. It all makes sense again. Like, this is why I do it.
Hey, if the Rolling Stones can still tour, or those older people, I'm gonna get hate for that.
They're crushing it.
I know, but they're older, so
they're playing
if Ozzy Osbourne can, you're not that old.
It's not. No, it's not even an old thing. It's just like it becomes a lot.
Yeah. And
that's okay. I can't imagine doing anything else right now in my life. Someday, maybe I'll disappear and
come back like a jacked up superhero.
Start a garden or something. I don't know.
Cooking with Kris Allen and his herbs.
I do love cooking.
There you go.
So maybe that could be a thing. I would actually love that.
I got to get some of these royalties. I'm giving you so many ideas of what you can do.
Well, we thought about it. Cooking with a K.
Cooking with the Allen. Oh, that would be cool. Cooking with the Allens.
Cooking with Kris.
Oh, sorry, Katie. We wouldn't want you to be. I tried, Katie.
I love my wife.
But
she's, yeah.
Not a great cook?
I cook in the house. I will say that.
There you go. That was a very diplomatic, safe answer.
I cook in the house, and I enjoy, because I enjoy it.
There you go.
I enjoy it. She would, if I didn't enjoy it, she would do it, and then she would like it.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Thank you so much, Kris.
Thank you, Brian. You're the best.
We'll start again. Playing memories with you inside of my head, wondering if they might be the